everyone. I'm so pleased you're here to help us with this big thing that's happening in Times Square. I've been looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. It's a chance not only to promote VOA, but to spread the word about moral injury, which is still something that most people still don't know much about or have never even heard of. So you should expect people to ask you questions, because very few of them will understand exactly what's happening on those videos, but we're hoping that they're visually interesting enough and intriguing enough that they will stop and talk to you. So if they do, I have a few tips on how to keep it short and tight, and you don't have to say very much, is my experience, before people start to sort of get it. So my shorthand is: moral injury is an affliction of conscience. And it happens because something happens in your life and your conscience cannot make sense of that, and it wrecks your moral foundations. And there are feelings that come with that kind of inner war, where the conscience is fighting with your experience, like that video shows. And those feelings tend to be things like guilt and shame, or fury and sorrow, or even utter worthlessness. I think that is really all you need to say. It's an affliction of conscience. Your experience is fighting with your conscience, and you feel guilty, ashamed, sad, furious, or worthless. That's it. Now, you'll get different responses to that, right? Because not everybody's the same. So you may have people who just say, "Oh, that's interesting, thank you," and you give them a flyer and say goodbye, thank them for stopping. My experience is that I usually get a different response than just, "Okay, thanks, bye." I usually get a sort of pause as people take that definition in. And sometimes they'll get this look in their eye, and you know this question is coming. Can anyone have it? And when that happens, I usually ask, why do you ask? And they'll say, "I think I might have it." Or they'll say, "I think I know someone who might have it. What can I do?" So you're on the street in public, so you can't do therapy with them in that moment or have a long conversation. It's just not the place for that. But I will say, if you think that's true, it's really, really important to find someone you can talk to that you trust not to judge you, who will listen to how you're feeling and listen to your experience that you're struggling with. Because unless you can tell it to someone or write it down or make an artwork about it, until you can do that, you can't process it. And it's really important to process it. I want to thank New York especially for being brave enough to start this resilient strength training program for veterans that has been so successful. So thanks, and have a great day.